If you want to know exactly what kind of boyfriend, fiance, or husband he'll be, look at how he treats his mother. I saw two examples of this recently on social media. One on TikTok when a young lady said she had to end her relationship with her boyfriend because he said he had a moral obligation with his mother for that to be the primary relationship. And then I saw a preview for OWN where a mom was telling her son, I have no reservations with you marrying this girl, except for if I want to have dinner with you, I need you to understand that I want to have dinner with you and not with the two of you. His relationship with his mom sets the foundation for how he'll respect you, love you, and prioritize you. If you're new here, welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Cynthia. I'm a licensed therapist and coach. And let me tell you, in this video, I'm going to highlight green flags and red flags as it relates to a man's relationship with his mom. I want to give a caveat before I start. So, if a man has had an unhealthy relationship with his mom, but he's doing his healing work, that's very important to take note of. Often on these internet streets, I hear people telling you that it's a red flag if a person doesn't have a healthy relationship with their parent, but we can't choose who our parents are, because if we could, they all be rich and they all be healthy. Okay, but we don't have that choice. It's God blesses us with our parents, and unfortunately some of us don't have healthy relationships with our parents, not because of what we've done, but maybe because our parents were dysfunctional. Maybe they had mental health, or they themselves grew up in an unhealthy family dynamic, so they didn't have the nurturing to in order to give us. But that's the only caveat I'm gonna give. If he grew up with an unhealthy relationship with his mom and he's doing his healing work, then that we're going to call that an orange flag. Okay, so let me hop right in. I'm looking down because I have some notes. I want to start here. Men are not born, right, being emotionally available or affectionate or nurturing. That's something that they're taught, and it's the mom's responsibility to teach her son boundaries, how to respect a woman, and also how to be affectionate. And I want to put this caveat out here because I am a boy mom, right? I'm not slandering the moms out there, but I am a boy mom. And I feel like it's my responsibility to teach my son how he is supposed to interact with women, how he's supposed to treat them. And so to my future daughter-in-law, you're welcome. You're welcome, girl, because I'm over here working hard for you, okay? So let's start off with the green flags. The green flags is that he respects his mom, but he's his own man, okay? That means that he'll take her input, he'll take her feedback, but ultimately he will make his own decision. He is not overly dependent on his mom and her input. Okay, he's a leader in his own right, and he has taken the reins of his life. And you can tell by the fruit that it's evident that he has the capacity to lead and to be independent, right? I'm not gonna get in the red flag. I'm gonna save that till later. Okay, I was about to say something. I'm gonna save that till later. He can set boundaries without guilt. So speaking of the young man who's I mentioned is on OWN, I forget what that TV show is, and his mother said what she said about, I want to be able to have dinner with you. Maybe I think she said like twice a week or whatever. He did not set a boundary with her. He didn't say, Mom, when I marry this woman, she's going to be the priority. It's going to be the priority for me to have dinner with her every day and not for me to have dinner with you multiple times during the week. So this man knows how to set boundaries, and he doesn't feel guilty, and he can't be manipulated by his family to feel guilty for the boundaries that he set. This is very important, especially if he's the maybe first generation of being successful, and there's this expectation for him to take care of the family, but he's put boundaries in place, and they understand that he's not going to take care of all of them. His priority is his family, okay? He expresses gratitude without worshiping her. He appreciates his mom, okay? But he's not obsessed with her. There are some men that are mama boys, and I will talk about that later, that are very obsessed with their mom. They don't have a healthy relationship with her. They seek her out for validation. They seek her out for acceptance and approval. It's as if even though he's in an adult body, he's still seeking out his mom to validate him. But this man is able to express gratitude to his mom, but he's not worshiping her. That's very different. The last green flag is he talks about her with love and also realism. He understands that that his mom is a human being. He understands that his mom has flaws. And this is something that I have taught my son. I'm quick to let my son know that I'm a human being. I apologize to him when I feel like I've done something wrong. And I also have received feedback from him if he feels that I've hurt his feelings or I've done something, right? Or something is unfair, we talk about that. And it could be because I'm a therapist. I did not grow up in a home when that was allowed, okay? I was not allowed to give my mom or my dad any feedback about their parenting, but I allow my son to do that. I feel like that's very important. And it extends to other adults in his life, okay? But he knows that his mom is human. And he understands that she has flaws and she has faults. That's something that I feel like, especially as a Black woman, right? Like it's almost, there's this unspoken rule that we can't criticize our mom, that she's our mom. And there are women who are also wounded by their moms, but they haven't been able to do the work or express that. I want to plug in something, especially if you're a Black woman. There is a creator, I forget her name, but I know on Instagram, it's Black Mother Wound. If you need healing in that area, I would suggest that you, she's on YouTube and she's also on Instagram, okay? So let me talk about the red flags. This is the juicy part. This is the juicy part, y'all. This is the juicy part. I know you dated a man who was a mama's boy. I know we all watched Baby Boy, okay? Jody. Listen, the dynamics between Jody and I forget her name, Taraji's character, that's classic. This man has a mother's wound behavior, okay? If you look at the dynamics of that relationship, he lived in her house. He was driving her car and had the nerve to pick her up late from her job. And then would be verbally abusive and physically abusive. If you are in that type of relationship, it's time to start planning to get out of that relationship safely, okay? You don't want to do, especially if there's physical violence, you don't want to do anything abrupt. You have to really plan and strategize in order to get out of that relationship, and it's easier said than done. But mama boy syndrome, he can't make a decision without her approval. So the two of you are deciding if you guys are going to have a destination wedding or if you're going to have a wedding locally, but he goes to his mom to see what her input is. There's probably some of you right now, like I have the mother-in-law from hell. She's always butting in and he doesn't check her. Red flag. Red flag number 2, he's emotionally mute. I know some women would be like, listen, I need a man that challants about me. I don't want a nonchalant man. This man, the only time you think he's expressing emotion is when you're having sex. Yeah, that's when, oh, he's so passionate, girl. The things that he does to me, girl, listen, if he can't express his emotions outside of sex, that is a red flag. That means somewhere he's been taught to bottle those emotions up and you only see any emotion when he wants to have sex. And let's be for real, there are some men that will use you for assisted masturbation. That's all it is. He's using you as a pacifier. And you ever seen a child get their pacifier and throw it away for something else? Because maybe it's a piece of candy, so they take that pacifier and then throw it away. These type of men who have a mother wound will do the very same thing. Okay? Red flag number 3, right? He has a deep resentment, forgive me, towards his mom. And he will likely project that on you. So because he doesn't respect his mother, he doesn't respect women. And so that will show up in your relationship. He'll be very disrespectful as it relates to your hopes, your dreams, your desires. When you're attempting to teach him how to treat you, because it is your responsibility to teach him how to treat you, guess what? He won't care about that because he may have witnessed somebody, his father, disrespect his mother, and he resents her. And so he's going to treat you the very same way. Don't accept that. If you see a man, even online, you see that he's putting these comments under women's social media status. He watching my videos and talking to me sideways because they like to do that. And I delete and I'll block. Right? Any man that's disrespectful to a woman, you have to see if he's that same way with his mom. Okay, because that's probably the first woman who didn't check him, the first woman who didn't put boundaries in place, and the first woman to accept his poor behavior. And because she set the foundation, he feels like every woman in the world is going to treat him the same way. All right. The next red flag is the you'll never be good enough mindset, right? If she comes first, no matter what, you will always be in second place. Don't let no man compare you to his mama. You in there cooking short ribs. Well, my mama would cook it like this, or she would season it like that. Now, I think it's nice if your man has his favorite meal is spaghetti. My son loves spaghetti. And you go out of your way to learn from his mom how she cooks spaghetti. That's nice. But when you have a man that's always comparing you, how you fold laundry, listen, I don't know if you saw that TikTok, but there was a TikTok, I think the content creator's name is Jessica. And there is a video of an argument or a disagreement between her and the man she was dating at the time. And he said, "You don't pay any bills." She said to him, "I asked you what you wanted me to pay." He was like, "My stepfather never had to ask my mama what bills to pay. She worked 3 jobs. Red flag. Red flag. And you know what sparked it? He was upset. His family asked her, "What is it that you do for a living?" And she said, "Oh, I'm a content creator." She is a content creator and she has her own business. And he got upset about that. "I was talking to my friends. You said you worked this soft girl era. My mama never had no soft girl era. She worked 3 jobs." Listen, if he wants you to struggle the way his mama struggled did, red flag. Okay, it's not just the good things that his mother did that he will compare you to, but it's also the struggle she had to endure. So you need to be paying attention to a man who expects you to struggle because his mama struggled. Yikes. Yikes. No, ma'am. That's a red flag. And the final red flag is the looking for a second mom trap. Listen, let's be for real. There's some men out here that want a second mom that they can sleep with. That's all it is. If he wants you to baby him and to coddle him, he's looking for a second mama. Let me go a little bit further. These men who haven't done anything with their life, I'm 36. So I'm going to say from 35 and up, okay? Who expect you to get with them and then help them build, and they don't even have the foundation set. They're looking for a second mama. Because what have you been doing this whole entire time? What have you been doing? No, when Dr. Umar said to that young lady, if you had a man and he had a business idea and he came to you and he just needed $700 a month, you wouldn't help him. You want second mama. Your mom, his mom is supposed to invest in his dreams. So when he gets to a certain place, he needs to be able to stand on his own 2 feet and build. When you come, right, that's for the 2 of you to build your dream together, not for you to then take from your resources to build his dream. And this whole entire time, he hasn't even proven that he has the ability to stand on his own 2 feet. Don't do that. You're dating a man and he has to move in with you. He has bad credit. You filling out the job application for him. You doing rewriting his resume. You filling out the LLC. Stop it. Stop it. Red flag. Red flag. You're telling me that this man doesn't know how to do these things on his own? Oh, another tip. If you are the parentified daughter, whether you're the oldest daughter, the middle child, or whatever, you're the one who they said you're so so responsible. You need to be careful because these type of men are attracted to you, and you'll find yourself linked up with a man, and not because you're so nurturing, but because you have been made to overperform in nurturing. You've been made to and forced to take care of everyone. You will, unfortunately, if you're not cognizant of it, you will find yourself in relationships with men that need someone like you. And so then you are in your romantic relationships overperforming. No, you need a man, especially if you're the parentified daughter, you need a man who's not extremely in a hyper independent way, but he's able to be independent and you can depend on him. Okay? Because this type of man who will be attracted to you because you are very independent, you're very structured, you're very disciplined, you're a go-getter, that relationship is going to be frustrating. That's an energy vampire. That's a leech. And if it's not, well, it's going to be all things. It's going to be spiritual. It's going to be financial. It's going to be all of it. You need to be mindful, especially if you're the parentified daughter. You need to be mindful of the men that are attracted to you. And if you keep attracting men that you feel like you have to take care of them in a motherly type of way. It may not feel like that initially, because in the first months there's that infatuation. You need to schedule an appointment so that we can work together, so that we can address that. Okay, the link is in my is in the description. You need a coaching session. If you are in a relationship right now and you know that you are pulling more of your weight with that man, and you know that he has an unhealthy relationship with his mom, you need to schedule a coaching session. We need to work on that. Okay, so let's talk about what you can do. If he has a healthy relationship with his mom, girl, that's gold. You struck the lottery. Okay, so celebrate it, and also encourage him to continue to have a healthy relationship with his mom. If you see any of these red flags and he's self-aware, encourage him to go to therapy. Encourage him to do that. It's not for you to help him heal, but it's for you to help him, to support him, okay? But you need to be mindful of your support, because you're supporting him shouldn't be killing you. You shouldn't be sacrificing for him to be able to have a healthier relationship with himself and with his mom, okay? You need to set boundaries. You are not his therapist. You're not his second mother. You are his partner. If you see something, say something and encourage him to seek help. And if he doesn't seek help, then you need to make the decision to end that relationship, because you were not created to be in a relationship with a man that has a mother wound, because he's going to take that out on you. He's going to project that on you. Everything that she doesn't do or she didn't do is going to become your issue. You need a healthy partner, okay? How he speaks about his mom reveals how he'll handle conflict with you, right? If he's disrespectful of his mom, he's going to be disrespectful of you. If he is not emotionally available to you, guess what? That's probably stemming from his childhood, and he didn't learn that, okay? But that's the work for him to do. It's not for you to tolerate it in your relationship. He has to come to the relationship healed. And if he has a bad relationship with his mom and he's not doing his healing work, you're going to suffer. I want to hear from you in the comments. I want to hear your stories. If you got a mother-in-law from HEW Hockey Sticks, I want to hear about it. If you dated a man and you were like, Samantha, his mother was just outrageous. His mother tried to fight me at the family barbecue. I want to hear about it. Again, this is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Samantha. Talk to you soon.